Beloved leaders and supervisors, thank you for your tenacity. Remember, these supervision meetings are the glue that keeps the network together. So keep diligent, keep strong. Even this little few minutes that we spend together are very, very crucial for our network and for the ministry of prayer. So today, I want to talk about a prayer that saved more than 1 million people. Israel, in the wilderness, there were more than 1 million people. There were about 600,000 soldiers, and then they have the wives and the children. And there was a prayer that saved them all. Because, as you know, Israel was stubborn, deep in sin, in rebellion against God. However, Moses interceded and he saved the entire population. Exodus 32, 9-14. Then the Lord said, I have seen how stubborn and rebellious these people are. Now let me alone. So here is God. This is very curious. This is God asking Moses, let me do this. Leave me alone so my fierce anger can blaze against them and I will destroy them. Then I will make you, Moses, into a great nation. This was an opportunity, almost a temptation for Moses, like getting rid of those complaining people, getting a better army, a better people that will honor him more. But Moses was full of love for his people. See, we cannot betray friends and family and spouse because things are not going well. May the Lord give us that fidelity, that loyalty. Moses was loyal to his own nation. And says, but Moses tried to pacify the Lord his God. Oh Lord, he said, why are you so angry with your own people whom you brought from the land of Egypt with such great power and such strong hand? Why let the Egyptians say their God rescued them with the evil intention of slaughtering them in the mountains? Notice what Moses is doing in this prayer. It's kind of smart. He's basically saying, Lord, think of your own honor, your own image among the Egyptians and all the pagan nations we are surrounded with. So Moses is argumenting with God. He's dialoguing and reasoning with God. And he said, change your mind, oh God. Now what a bold prayer that is. Change your mind about this terrible judgment or disaster. And then it says in verse 14, so the Lord changed his mind about the terrible disaster he had threatened to bring on his people. My friends, dear leaders, you and I know that most of the time we deserve the problems we have. Not always, sometimes it's just someone hit us, someone did injustice against us. But there are a lot of bad decisions as humans we take. There have been seasons of coldness towards God, maybe seasons where we were away from the Christian faith. And the world deserves judgment. We have done wrong. The Bible says all of us have sinned. And yet, God is a forgiving Lord. He delights not in destruction or judgment. He delights in mercy, the Bible says. And Moses was bold enough to appeal to his God that he will show mercy instead of the deserved judgment. And God changed his mind about the terrible disaster he had threatened to bring on his people. This is to encourage you because some days we are praying for things that are ridiculously impossible, like praying for Slovakia, praying for North Korea, praying for any nation. Who are we to ask God, even though we have more than 300 prayer meetings a day, close to 400? So what? We are appealing to God, the God of perfection and justice and holiness. And we are saying, Lord, save this nation. Bring revival to that nation. There are times that even our hands is like they collapse and say, oh my God, what am I doing? This is impossible. Of course, that's what we are praying. Prayer is about asking God for things we cannot do on our own. And so, my friend, continue to stay strong in prayer. we have dedicated this week to go to the next level. Be sure you go to the next level in your own devotions as well. Don't be weak in your personal prayer. I want to preach to you with my example. The Lord is giving me strength to pray in the Spirit, to apply those 6 steps that I put on the keys for the daily videos. Those the 7 of them, I'm working to apply them in my life because we are all growing in this together. There's no perfect one, but we are all growing. So I encourage you, I urge you, continue to intercede. If you don't see any answers, intercede with more passion and more diligence and even fasting until you get your answer. God is a faithful Lord and He will answer every prayer. God bless you, keep strong and keep victorious.